I'm Kirst at Upchurch. I am the current artistic director of Weather Vane Playhouse. About 12 years ago, maybe a little bit, 13 years ago, I met Matthew Trombetta. I bumped into him on the sidewalk. He was with a mutual friend of ours, and after 5 minutes of conversation, he looked at me and he said, "One day, we will work together." And about a year later, we did. So he ended up recruiting me to be the general manager of Weather Vane Playhouse in 2008. And and anybody who knows me knows that I am a workaholic. And Matthew and I had a motto, if we work hard, we have to play hard. And if we're working harder, we also have to play harder. And he stuck to it, and he made me stick to it. and I'll never forget the first lesson. So Matthew had, as the managing artistic director of the 2008 summer, he had mandated that the company would have full company days off. And with the scope of work that we were doing that summer, that wasn't too terrible. So we had a couple of full company days off. And our very first full company day off, I went into work. So I went in at like 7 a.m. to do work. And so at about 11 o'clock, he comes storming in the office. And he goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "We're working." And he was like, "It is our day off." And I was like, "And I'm choosing to finish these 5 things?" And he was like, "How long have you been here?" And I was like, "Since 7." He was like, "It is your day off. Don't you know you're supposed to take a day off?" And so we continued to fight for 5 or 10 more minutes. And he finally just goes, "That's it. You're coming with me." And I went, "Okay." And he grabbed me, he picked me up, he threw me over his shoulder, and then proceeded to walk us out the door. And so he shut up the office and locked the office, and he even locked the gate that was out front and threw me in the front of his car, all while I was on his shoulder. And we got in the car and we spent the day at Buckeye Lake. And I'll never forget it. It was quite probably the very first day that I had ever actually taken a whole day off to relax as opposed to do other things. And I was, and he told me, as we were out there, he goes, "It's important to let your brain rest. And it's important, especially when you're in a leadership position, to take care of yourself." And 12 years later, that could not be more true. I'm still a bit of a workaholic. And every time I go too many days in a row without taking at least a little break to relax, I hear Matthew's voice in my head going, "It's your day off. Take a break." Or, "That's it. You're coming with me." And I pick myself up, I throw myself over my own shoulder and make sure that I take some necessary time to relax a little. So thank you, Matthew.